What's good? What's good? I'm back. Yours truly, one and only Paul Pickett, host of the Paul Pickett Podcast, aka Triple P, aka the Common Sense Podcast. Your source for music, sports, politics, water events, and much, much more. Today I'm going over NBA Finals game. So I go live on TikTok. Anytime I'm not doing a video react, I like to go live on TikTok. Because like when I'm doing a video react, TikTokers can't really see the video I'm reacting to because I pre-record on StreamYard. So I could do an audio version and a video version. And the video version goes to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Rumble, BitChute. Then I stream it live on a bunch of Twitter accounts that I had through the years and my Twitch account as well. And then I upload the audio version to Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Deezer, TuneIn, Stitcher, Slacker, iHeartRadio, Player FM, and much, much more. Yes, I'm rocking the Lakers hat today, but I'm not a Lakers fan. It just matches with the purple in my New Litter Apparel t-shirt. Also, don't forget, you can get, let me stand up, you can get these New Litter Apparel t-shirts if you go to promopalace.biz, or you can go to etsy.com, etsy.com /New Litter, etsy.com/shop/New Litter Design, or you can just go to etsy.com and look up New Litter Design or Google New Litter Apparel as well. Let me get into last night's score. Nuggets made history. Jamal Murray and Jokic both had a 30-point triple-double. Let me say that again. They both had a 30-point triple-double. I mean, it's one thing for LeBron and Kyrie to get 40 points back-to-back games in the finals each. I mean, this guy both had triple doubles. So let's get into it. You got a double from Aaron Gordon, he almost had a triple double. He was 5 assists away from a triple double. He gave you 11 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. Jokic gave you 32 points, 10 assists, and 21 rebounds. He had a 30-20 game. Not only did he have a 30-point triple-double, he had a 30-20 game. That's crazy. Caldwell Pope didn't do nothing, really. Jamal Murray gave you 34. He had 7 turnovers, but he had 10 assists and 10 rebounds as well. Then you got 15 from Christian Braun off the bench, who's a rookie who shot 7 for 8 from the field with 87%, and he gave you 4 rebounds to go along with a assist and a steal. Christian Braun has actually been a really, really good pickup for the Nuggets. I mean, he played 19 minutes as a rookie in a NBA Finals Game 3. He's the second most minutes guy off the bench right now behind Bruce Brown. I mean, they're not even playing Reggie Jackson right now. They still got Thomas Bryant, DeAndre Jordan, Ish Smith. They're just really playing Jeff Green, Bruce Brown, and Christian Braun, a rookie, off the bench. That sunlight's starting to come in and shine on my face. Let's get into Miami Heat. Jimmy Butler, I mean, he gave you 28 points, but hardly no assists and no rebounds. And sorry, whoever's trying to come in on my TikTok live, I am pre-recording. I cannot accept you while I'm pre-recording. Bam Adebayo gave you 22 and 17. Bam Adebayo has been the best player for the Heat in this series so far. I mean, he was only 7 for 21 shooting, but first game, he was the only one that scored any points, and he took 20-something shots when he did that. They really could have used Tyler Hero, man. They really could use Tyler Hero right now. Their second best scorer, to be honest with you. Tyler Hero is the second best scorer on the team. They better hope he comes back. And they still ain't got Victor Oladipo either, who could be like second. Well, Victor Oladipo probably would be getting most of the Duncan Robinson minutes, to be honest with you. So, yeah, now it's 2-1. Denver's up on Miami. If Denver wins next game, it's not going to be looking good for Miami. Miami, it's a must-win next game. Definitely a must-win. That's amazing though. Jokic and Murray are definitely looking like a top duo in the league. And you know what? I actually got to put them as the number one duo in the league right now. And let me go through here. Let me see who's my top three. I'm gonna give you my top three, maybe top five duos in the league. I'm gonna go with Jokic and Murray right now. I mean, they put up a 30-point triple double in the finals. Nobody's ever did that. Um, Second, I'm gonna go with um I guess I had to go with Bam and Jimmy, man. I guess I gotta go with Bam and Jimmy. They've literally took their team to two NBA finals in the last 4 or 5 years. Number three, I'm gonna go with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Um, Number four, just because they didn't really have a lot of time together, but I'm gonna go with Booker and Durant as the number four duo in the league right now. They still haven't had a lot of time together. And number five, I guess I gotta go with LeBron and AD. That's my top five duos. Jokic and Murray as number one. I got Heat number two, Butler and Bam Adebayo. Celtics duo number three, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Number four, what I say, the Suns. Even though the Suns didn't get as far as the Lakers, Suns didn't really have enough time to really get the chemistry, man. AD and LeBron been playing together for like 4 years now. I don't want to get into this. Ja Morant. Ja Morant's team came out recently and said the gun in the second video was a toy gun. It was a toy gun. That's worse. Not that if it was a toy gun, then it's worse. It's worse that you wait till, almost a month later to come out and say it's a toy gun. You wait too long. Even if it was a toy gun, it's worse now because you waited too long. Because you showed a level of dishonesty. Now the commissioner, if I'm the commissioner, I can't trust Ja Morant. I can't trust Ja Morant. I'm sorry. I can't trust Ja Morant as far as I could throw him. And I can't throw nobody pretty far. I have a former dislocated shoulder. And Ja Morant's bigger than me. So he's going to be hard to throw. I don't trust him as far as I could throw him. This whole thing has just been, there's been no honest bone in his body through this whole thing. Not one, and that's the thing, I value honesty more than anything in this world. I mean, no reason to just blatantly lie. Just be honest, man. Like I said, you lie when you lie to get out of trouble from the cops, and that's about it. That's about it. And even then, I can't really lie. I really can't. Not at this point in my life. I can't. If the cops pull me over and I'm in a car with somebody and we're doing something legal or we're riding dirty, like back in the days, a cop be like, "Yo, you got something in your pocket?" I'd be like, "Nah," and then they find it in my pocket, and then it'd get worse. Nowadays, I ain't doing that shit. It's not even worth it. If it's in my pocket and they're gonna find that shit in my pocket, ain't no reason to lie about it. Ja Morant's made it worse. Even if it was a toy gun, it made it worse. And I seriously doubt it's a toy gun, just for the simple fact the way, like when the camera phone showed Ja holding it, the guy tried to turn the camera real quick, real quick, and there was I can't think of the name of the kid, but playing with toy guns is not something you want to do either. There was a kid that was playing with a toy gun. He was at a park and he had a toy gun, and it was getting pretty dark too. It got pretty dark. He had a toy gun, and somebody called the cops. Cops rolled up. They told him to put it down, and he did. That's the thing. I've been in an incident I've been in an incident where somebody pawned they acted like a toy gun was a real gun. I was in an incident, and I'm gonna get into the details of this. I was in Spring Lake, North Carolina, where I used to record music all the time at my DJ's house. It's me, and two friends. One of them rap with me, and other one, friend of mine, Johnny Dozier. He's been on this podcast once or twice. Um, well, Johnny got into a heated conversation with one of the other guys that was at the trailer. And it was over Johnny like spray painting his name over a poster. Well, our DJ, oh no, on the blind, was it the poster or the blinds? I think it might have been the blinds. The DJ was allowing people to spray paint their names on posters or something. And I guess Johnny and the DJ had a conversation amongst each other about, yo, can I spray paint my name on his blinds? And nobody heard this conversation. So Johnny goes to start spray painting his name on the blinds. And this guy Theo's like, what are you doing? Nobody said you could do that. Da 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 da. And Johnny's like, well, I asked Herb said it was okay. Well, Theo didn't hear it, so he wants to play, dictator of somebody else's house, and starts the argument. And they're like, all right, let's take this outside. Well, right when Johnny goes to step outside, Theo pushes him in the back from behind outside the door and jumps on him and starts fighting him. Well, James, who I rap with, was a crazy white dude that wasn't scared of nobody on the planet. And James had a way of like making things very believable because he was not scared of people. Well, James saw Theo on Johnny. He goes over there. They break it up. James starts flipping out. And James is like, yo, what the hell you doing messing with my brother? Because that's the thing. James was a grimy, greedy, shady individual. But if you was rolling with him and beef was going down, he had your back 1,000%. That's one thing I will say. So James decides to say, hey, you fucking with my brother, da, 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 da. I got something in the car for everybody out here. Now, anybody who's ever seen a real hood movie knows that when somebody says, I got something in the car for everybody out here, if you've never seen White Man Can't Jump, and when he says, I got something in the car for everybody out here, you know that they're going to the car to get the gun and come back. Well, James so happens to go to get a BB gun that looked like a real gun and pulls this BB gun out the car and goes straight at this guy with it. And literally the guy runs back in the trailer. James chases him, pins him up on a weight bench, and is literally choking this dude to his face. Now, this is a black dude. And his face is turning red as a cherry tomato. Eyeballs about to pop out his head. And the whole time, people were fighting over the BB gun. They're like, James, they're like, get the gun, get the gun, get the gun, get the gun. Well, I'm sitting back watching the whole time, and I'm laughing and grinning. I'm like, oh my gosh, nobody knows. Nobody knows this is a BB gun. Nobody knows. James liked to kill the dude. He tried to kill the dude with his bare hands. Everybody's freaking out, get the gun. He's like, James, I got, our DJ's like, James, I got kids in here, da, 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 da. And eventually they get James off of him. The dude, Theo, gets up, starts running out the door. I actually kick him in the back for payback of what he did to my friend Johnny. And all I remember is seeing him hit the ground, his eyeballs look up at me, about to pop out his head. He ran off like a freaking cheetah and never seen the guy since. Now, that situation could have went a hell of a lot worse. Because imagine if James goes and gets the BB gun that he pawns off as a real gun, and only me, James, and Johnny know it's a BB gun. Nobody knew for 20 years until I came out. I'm the one that came out and told our DJ, look, man, just so you know, that gun was never a real gun. It was a BB gun. But James never told nobody. Johnny never told nobody. I just felt like I had to tell him. It was just it was only right that I let my friend Herb at the time know. Look, dog, I know you thought this was a real gun, but it wasn't. Just to kind of, give him a little relief of the situation. Because it could have went a hell of a lot worse. Somebody could have pulled out a real gun and shot James and then shot me and then shot Johnny. Because we were on a, we were all together. But playing with toy guns, that could be even far worse than playing with real guns. Because you bring a toy gun to a real gun battle, you're fucked. You're screwed. That's so playing with a toy gun could be far worse than playing with a real gun. And a real gun, you don't want to play with like a toy either, because you could just drop it and the gun could go off. Especially if it has a easy hair trigger on it. So yeah, Ja Rule Morant, I think he's made matters worse. I think they might I would increase the suspension just because they trying to use an excuse of it's a toy gun. Just because you're trying to lie about it now, I would definitely and it ain't Ja, and it's not Ja Morant hasn't verbally came out and said it was a toy gun. It's the people in his camp. But well, you know what? Ja Morant needs a new camp. He needs to kick that camp to the curb. Because I can tell you right now, my camp would never put me in that predicament. They would never they would never put me in that predicament. They would never, like, if it was a toy gun, my camp would have came out from day one and be like, yo, this is a toy gun. They wouldn't wait till weeks later until I'm about to get suspended for half the season or season to say it's a toy gun. I just think it makes matters worse. I think it makes matters worse. Even if it was a toy gun, it's like it doesn't make it any better. Because I just told you an incident where somebody could have got a lot of people shot because they pulled out a BB gun. Which, if you're pawning off a BB gun as a real gun, to me that's like a toy gun. What are you gonna BB? You gonna BB somebody to death? I mean, it's like a toy gun when you think about comparing the BB gun to a real gun. It's like you're playing with a toy gun. Even though BBs aren't toys, because you could put somebody, that's another gun. You could put somebody's eye out with a BB gun. And they didn't say that. They didn't say it was a BB gun. They said it's a toy gun. Yeah, this ain't looking good for Ja Morant. He needs to kick all his camp to the curb. Every last one of them motherfuckers. If it was me, they would all have to go, man. They would all have to go. He needs to look in the mirror. He's jeopardizing too much money. Yeah, I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. It's just too much money. It's just too much freaking money, man, for you to jeopardize. And just too many people counting on you. Too many people looking up to you. I can't have that many people looking up to me and counting on me. And I let them down like that. Like, you're totally letting people down, man. And I don't wish nothing bad on Ja Rule Morant. I hope he gets his shit together. There's some people that think he'll be dead in 5 years the way he's going. I know he's already got the attention of real gangbangers, real killers, real thugs, real people in the streets. And I still gotta question his parents, especially his father. I gotta question his father. Like, how did you raise this kid? Like, what did you raise him to be? You raised him to be NBA YoungBoy, or did you raise him to be Michael Jordan? I'm confused. And that's the thing. If you're listening to NBA YoungBoy, well, you definitely ain't got a role model. If you are listening to NBA YoungBoy, you have no role model in your life whatsoever. Don't get me wrong, I got a lot of respect for NBA YoungBoy. A lot of respect for NBA YoungBoy. I promote music for a living. I respect him. Do I respect his music? No, it's trash. It's crap. None of it's timeless. Nobody's going to be talking about NBA YoungBoy music 10 years from now. They won't even remember one single. None of his fans will be like, yo, you remember that NBA YoungBoy song that everybody used to listen to? No. No. That's exactly what they're going to say. No, because there isn't one. There isn't one. NBA YoungBoy doesn't make hits. He just makes songs. That's all he makes. Songs. But he makes a shit ton of songs, and he makes so many that he gets so many streams. He's smart. He's a genius. He understands that this crappy music you make doesn't have a shelf life. It doesn't have a shelf life of, timeless hit records in hip hop like Rob Bass and Easy Rock. It Takes Two. It's not those kind of records. He's not putting out hits like Drake. He's just making a shit ton of songs like Drake, and that's it. But he's not really put out hits. None of them are hits. They just get a lot of streams and a lot of plays because he's got enough fans to get a lot of streams and plays, and he puts out so many freaking songs, and the game is so oversaturated. It's what have you done for me yesterday? What have you done for me today? Not what have you done for me lately anymore. Because music, the shelf life of music is like a week at best. 24 hours on some songs, So I respect them. But if you're listening to NBA YoungBoy, you ain't got a single role model in your life. You don't have one single role model in your life. So he needs to stop listening to NBA YoungBoy, first of all, and listen to some Kendrick Lamar and some J. Cole, and then go from there. But yeah, I don't believe a word that comes out of Ja Morant's mouth. I don't think Ja Morant has learned his lesson. And I know some people, if he gets a year suspended, they're gonna make it a color and a race issue. No, this is a business issue. This is a business issue. You are bad for business. You are bad for business. You are fucking up our brand. You are fucking up our image. You are making our image look like a bunch of thugs and gangsters. And sports cannot have that. Sports is like, athletes are one of the most number one role models on the planet. I would argue that athletes are looked at the number one role models. I mean, actors, we know actors are out there living filthy ass lifestyles. They're not all role models unless you're looking up to one of my favorite actors, and I think the best human being in acting is Denzel Washington, and right behind him is Morgan Freeman, the two best human beings, and probably Keanu Reeves. Actors aren't the best as human beings. A lot of them are scumbags, heavy drug users. Some of them, there's a lot of pedophilia in Hollywood and things of that nature. Rappers nowadays are definitely not the number one role models, unless you're talking about Kendrick or Cole. Past that, I mean, what rapper is a role model? Like, none of these new rappers are role models, really. Drake, I mean, you can say Drake could be a role model because he's not shoot 'em up, bang bang, I sell drugs. Whoever it is that's trying to come in on my live, I am pre-recording. I can't stop pre-recording to accept you on my live. I am sorry. I apologize. I'm pre-recording and I'm live at the same time. That way I can do an audio version and a video version. Yeah, so rappers aren't the best role models. Athletes are considered way more role models. LeBron James. I mean, what bad publicity has LeBron James had? None, except for like some of his political stances have been pretty scumbaggish. But besides that, I mean, he ain't got caught cheating on his wife. He ain't got caught drinking and driving. He's very responsible. He's a very responsible person. Steph Curry, who I would argue is even a way better role model than even LeBron, because he doesn't take too many political stances. That's the thing. Once you take a political stance and you side with one one political side over the other, you're pretty much alienating half of your fan base. That's why I don't think athletes should ever get into politics. There's no place for politics in sports. It's enough that they rap about politics and they make movies about politics. We don't need politics in a basketball game or a football game. If every single form of entertainment is filled with politics, then there's no such thing as entertainment. That's the thing. I've always said I don't want politics in my sports. That's why I can't watch, so much sports if they get political. If you get super political, I gotta cut it off. I don't watch entertainment so you can try to lecture me. So you could try to force your ideologies and views on me. When I want to be entertained, I want to be entertained. At least in comedy, they make me laugh when they bring up politics. They make it a joke. They make me laugh about it, which is entertaining. But, and even political movies can be entertaining. Long as you're not trying to lecture me. Long as you're not trying to put in your virtue signaling and your identity politics that you're trying to force upon me. And you're trying to force upon kids because you can't force it upon adults. We ain't having it. So, yeah, man. That's my stance. There's no business for politics in sports. Sports is entertainment. People don't want to be lectured when they're trying to be entertained. They don't want you to try to shame them into accepting and liking something when you are being entertained. And that's what you're doing when you're bringing politics into sports. You're trying to lecture us into accepting your beliefs and your political stance and your views and your ideologies. No business should take a political stance. I mean, if y'all haven't had the common sense knowledge yet of what's going on when businesses take political stance, Bud Light, billions lost. Target, billions lost. Harley Davidson just put their logo on a Budweiser brand and lost points in stocks because of it. Just associating yourself with a business that's taking a political stance. Businesses can't take political stance. You're going to alienate half your consumer base, and you're not just going to get it back just because. You know why? Because y'all never fucking apologize when you alienate people. Nobody ever apologizes after alienating half of a base. That's why I play in the middle. I'm not Republican, nor am I Democrat. Have I voted Democrat before? Yes, once in my life, and I regret it. It's the worst decision I ever made. It was a complete waste of a vote. Worthless, But I'm more of in the middle, but none of these people in the middle get enough financial backing to stand a chance, because it's always one side. It's always Republican or Democrat. Everybody always sees the world in black and white. Nobody sees the gray area. Nobody sees the gray area, or most people don't. There's very few people living in the middle, living in the gray areas. And those are like independents, libertarians, and I guess you could call them moderates. I think that's what Elon says he is a moderate. I guess I would say I'm probably more what Elon is, because I'm not fully, I wouldn't say I'm a libertarian, because do I think there should be no war? Hey, it sounds cool. It sounds nice. But it's make-believe, imaginary, made-up bullshit. I don't believe in things that are not realistic. And I don't hope for things that are not realistic. Hope is for people who have no control over their lives. Hope is for people who have no ambition, who have no goals, who have no determination, Hope is for people who don't know what they want to be in life. I know what I want to be for a long time now. Yeah, so I hope Ja Rule Morant figures it out. I think he's made matters worse. I think if it was a toy gun, then somebody should have came out and said that from the get-go. And the fact you're saying it now, nobody believes you. Nobody on this motherfucking planet believes you. And if they do, it's probably one of the race baiters of the world. It's probably the race hustlers, and one of the race baiters of the world that believe you. Because if anybody believes him at this point, I mean, you wait this long to say it's a toy gun? Come on, man. Nah, you're supposed to do that right when it happens. You're supposed to come out right when it happens. Like, you're supposed to literally, like, yo, man, just say, oh, no, the gun I was holding in the video was a toy gun. Here it is. Da, 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 da. It's not real, you know. But even that still isn't going to, he was going to get punished for that, though. Because you still haven't learned your lesson. Even if you go from flashing a real gun to a toy gun. And this is the biggest problem I have with this. Why are you flashing guns that are not yours? And why are people letting you flash guns that are theirs? Like, I can't, nobody's allowed to hold my gun. Maybe a female. I might let a female hold my gun, because asking to hold my gun is like asking to hold my dick. A guy can't ask to hold my gun. That's like asking to hold my dick. And you get punched in the mouth for that. If you ask to hold my dick and you're a guy, I'm swinging on you. So if you ask to hold my gun, I'm looking at you like you're dumbing in a fucking bag of bricks. Like you're the stupidest motherfucker on the planet if you ask to hold my gun. No, the only guy that's hold my gun is me. And I don't even know I'm letting a woman hold my gun. But I just broke it down that analogy because asking to hold my gun is like you asking to hold my dick. I mean, I let an ugly chick hold my dick, but a dude, nah. You asking for me to use my gun on you if you ask me a question like that. Like, you know, I don't play that shit. So yeah, man. No, why the fuck is he holding other people's guns? Why are people letting him hold their guns? I mean, once you get a gun, it's like an extension of you. It's like part of you. You don't let nobody hold your gun. I'm sorry. No, that's a no-no. So yeah. Once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. Paul Pickett Podcast. Hopefully, Ja Morant gets it together, and I'll be back live on TikTok for Game 4 after we see the results of that. And of course, I got Nuggets winning that, going up 3-1, and Heat might win another game, but I seriously doubt it. I think it's going to be a gentleman's sweep. I got it going 5 games at most. I don't know how you're going to stop a team when 2 players put up a 30-point triple-double in a game in the finals. And I watched the last game. There was a lack of effort the game before that in Denver. I've seen at least 5 or 6 plays where there was a lack of effort. So we probably could have pulled 5 more out, you know, and found a lack of effort. But yeah, I got Denver winning this series. Hopefully Ja Morant gets his shit together and realizes that he's got too much on the line. It's too much to lose, man. Not even just financially, man. I mean, you keep going down this path, the NBA they're gonna kick you out. You're gonna be gone. And you're gonna be playing where? Overseas? We don't care. I can tell you right now, America don't care about players who play overseas. We ain't gonna give a rat's ass about Ja Morant if he gotta go play overseas. Nobody cares. American players don't watch overseas basketball. We don't give a rat's ass of any American player that has to go play overseas. Once an American player goes and plays overseas, we done with them. We don't give a shit. We ain't show no interest no more, because that's how it is. America is biased towards international brands or international people or anything international. That's why American musicians are super large overseas, but international artists, only a small portion of them are large in America. Every single American artist every single artist that's big in America is big overseas. Every single artist that's big overseas is not big in America. We are biased. We are biased. As soon as a player goes overseas to play, we don't give a shit about him. We don't give a rat's ass. So Ja Morant gets kicked out of the league and goes had to play in one of these other countries. Nobody's going to give a rat's ass about Ja Morant no more. Nobody, except whatever fucking country he's playing in. That's facts. We got enough evidence, proof, and historical facts to show that's how it goes. You go play overseas, we don't care no more. Because that ain't the NBA. That ain't the number one market. All the best playing in the NBA. Once you're out the NBA, you ain't the best no more. You low on the totem pole. You low hanging fruit right now. So, yeah, Ja Morant, if Ja Morant keep it up, he's going to be completely out the league. And he's going to be over there playing in Israel somewhere where nobody's going to give a rat's ass. And we ain't going to be buying no Ja Morant. I ain't buying Ja Morant shoes anyways. Because I ain't spending a ton of money on shoes anyways. I'm too old to be spending a shit ton. Spending $100, $200 on a pair of kicks. Even when I was a kid, my mom wasn't having that shit. We couldn't afford that shit. You know, in a single parent household, you couldn't afford a pair of Jordans every time you wanted them. I probably had one pair of Jordans in my lifetime that my mom's bought. And that was the cheapest pair of Jordans that was possible around those times, you know. But I can tell you, if Jordan went and played overseas, that definitely would have tarnished his career. We wouldn't have gave a fuck about Jordan overseas. You know, because we don't. That's the thing. We don't. Nobody cares about international entertainment in America like that. It's just how biased America is. You know, I'll support it. I don't have a problem. Music is music, entertainment is entertainment. But I ain't gonna lie, I don't watch international basketball and stuff like that. But we don't, that's the thing. They don't broadcast it over here for us to watch it. So it's hard for us to even be interested in international games when they don't broadcast them over here. You know, so there's that. And I think they are broadcasting American games over there a lot more than international games are broadcasting over here. Because they could probably just get ESPN or something like that and just watch. They could probably just get the NBA package like everybody else, you know. But yeah, so Ja Rule Morant, let's hope you get it together. You ain't learned your lesson yet. You obviously got the wrong camp around you. I would have kicked all those dudes to the curb and stop hanging out with every last one of them and find some more positive people to hang around with. And start listening to some J. Cole and some Kendrick Lamar and stop listening to some NBA Youngboy and go from there. Once again, I want to thank you for tuning in, Paul Pickett Podcast, and I'm out.